Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? My name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence. Happy Halloween to all of you, and welcome to my Friday video discussion for October 31st. Now, in today's video, we are going to be discussing Destiny. It's been a topic that I haven't covered for quite some time here on my YouTube channel. I've actually been playing the crap out of Destiny over on my Twitch page, however. I've logged about 130 hours on my main character up at this point, as well as an additional 20 to 30 on my two alts. I made a Warlock and a Titan. But the game, I've been enjoying it still, but I'm starting to get burnt out on it, and I do want to go ahead and clarify one thing here. That I did enjoy Destiny, and I still do enjoy Destiny because the gameplay is so phenomenal. I love the gunplay of the game. As a matter of fact, it feels so good that when I went back to some other first-person shooters to mop up my gaming backlog, I actually had an extremely difficult time because they didn't feel so crisp, so smooth, and mainly so responsive. Now, I've thoroughly enjoyed Destiny, although I have a lot of the same issues that many of you Destiny players out there that are watching this have, such as raid boss being cheesed. Got a problem with that, the raid loot and the entire loot system in general. Let's talk about the crypt arc. Let's talk about the grinding. Let's talk about the continuous dailies and the bounties and all the things that really don't feel as epic as they could be, right? Those are a lot of problems I have with Destiny, although it is still a solid game as far as the gameplay goes. So I am still enjoying the game, for full disclosure. I still log on, I still do my weeklies, I still do my dailies. I was very happy to get Time and Patience today, actually. It's a sniper I've been looking for quite some time, but because of, the notorious loot system, I was unable to pick it up. Now I'm able to grab that sniper rifle. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and go on into a topic here. Now, this actually came up on my Twitter feed this week. So while I was scrolling through Twitter a couple days ago, I came across a retweet by a guy I follow, Mike B, aka Phony. He's over on Zam, and he retweeted an interesting forum post from a user by the name 2 Beers Mirrors on the Bungie forums for Destiny. Now, in this post, 2 Beers Mirrors goes on to discuss the ideas that are keeping him from falling in love with Destiny the same way he fell in love with Halo, which I think is quite interesting. So I want to go ahead and read you guys a little bit of the blog post here and then go into my own discussion because this was a very insightful piece of work. Dear Bungie, Destiny simply isn't what I expected. I've had great respect for the work you guys do from the first time I played Halo with my friends, and I followed the Destiny build-up until its release with edge-of-my-seat anticipation. To me, there's no story more compelling than that of humanity's very survival, and no pursuit more noble than fighting for the perseverance of our species. It's what drew me to Halo, and it's what drew me to Destiny. It's teams of artists such as yourselves who recognize the inherent nobleness of this concept and seek to bring it to millions. That inspires me. That gives me something to look forward to after a long day at the office. And that offers me the chance to escape to a reality where the difference I make is marginal at best, and enter a reality where I have a chance to make a difference that feels like it matters, if only for a couple of hours every night. You brought me that sense of purpose and inspiration with Halo, but I don't feel this anymore. In Destiny, with a full loadout of legendary and exotic gear, and having played through the full story, experiencing what the Crucible has to offer, battling my way through the countless strike missions, finishing every bounty 100 times over, and exploring the complete extent of every map, I'm bored. But it's worse than being bored. I don't feel anything. I've stuck with this game all these hours, whole days, desperately seeking to feel what I expected when I first read about Destiny so many months ago. It isn't there. Although I initially thought that the lack of story was the problem, I've come to realize that the lack of story is only the tip of the iceberg. It's the part that's visible, that every Guardian who's searching for that sense of purpose and fulfillment in Destiny can readily point to and say, that must be it. And it's a very valid concern. But the core problem with Destiny runs deeper. The core problem, as far as I see it, is that you're utterly alone in the game. I'll attempt to explain this the best I can. The reason the raid works so well, and is arguably the most successful part of the entire Destiny endeavor, is that it requires massive amounts of teamwork. It provides, upon beating Avion, a sense of reward and togetherness that no other part of the game currently gives you as a player. I feel as though the team at Bungie would like to bring this experience to the wider majority of the game, but is confused as to how to do so, or is otherwise very conflicted about how to go about doing so. I want to assure you that doing this would be exceptionally easy and would make Destiny the game you want it to be and the game that we, the players, want it to be. My suggestions operate on the assumption that most Destiny players care about the notion of fighting for humanity. It is the premise of the entire game. the reason anyone who enjoys PvE wanted to become a Guardian in the first place. With that in mind, Bungie needs to begin addressing the issue of feeling alone in the game by giving players a shared experience outside of the raid. Sure, if you have enough friends in the game, you can link up to a fire team and do the same 4 strikes you've done 5,000 times over. But the only emotional appeal to this is that you're doing something with your friends for a while, until you get bored. And let me assure you, killing the Archon Priest for the zillionth time is boring enough that the friends I used to play with have quit the game entirely. I feel that many can relate to this situation. In order to make your players feel something deeper and continue to invest in Destiny, we need to be able to actually fight for the very survival of humanity. Now that's just about half of this letter he wrote in the forums, right? To Bungie directly, kind of addressing, what he feels is missing from the game. And I honestly didn't think about it this way, but Two Beers Mirrors is exactly right. We are missing the sense of community in this game. We are missing the sense of being Guardians combating the darkness. And he goes on to, recommend a few different events, such as all of the Guardians being randomly called back to defend the tower against, a giant wave of the darkness, whether it be Fallen or Hive or Vex. So you're sitting out, you're doing free roam, doing your dailies, collecting spin metal and stuff, and all of a sudden you see all these Guardians around you start going back up to their ships, and then 50 to 60 of you arrive at the tower and are defending it against waves and waves of enemies as the various warriors in the tower, who are epic, as described by the Grimoire cards, are trying to help you defend the area. These are the experiences we need in Destiny. We need to feel like we're actually on the brink of extinction as humanity, and we need to feel like we're actually Guardians defending something, not just people going out, running fool's errands, and then getting reputation to buy weapons for. I honestly thought the loot system was the issue with Destiny. That was what my main concern was, right? The randomized loot system, the fact that it's so grindy. But realistically, Two Beers Mirrors is exactly right. There is no sense of community in Destiny, and that's something I really hope they're able to fix. That raid is the most enjoyable experience in Destiny, despite all of the flaws that I pointed out earlier. And while I am extremely excited for the next raid, I can't help but feel the same way. After I beat the raid, what do I do? What do I play with, What kind of different elements can I go into? Am I going to get a new talent tree? There's so many questions there, and when you really think about Halo and what Halo did for gaming, compared to Destiny and what Destiny's doing for gaming, Halo took what it was given and created an amazing universe where there was desperation. Whereas I feel Destiny is more molded to the industry standard nowadays, and it's not taking as many risks as I feel that it should be taking when it comes to a giant expansion. This giant idea of expanding game development beyond what it currently is. I feel like it's a safe play, and especially after the DLC was announced this week, right, The Dark Below, I feel like it's a cash grab based on the part of Activision. The DLC is not very meaty, we have 2 strikes, one if you're on Xbox, 3 story missions, a new vendor, expanded bounty slots, and a raid. That's it. There's not much to it, and if these story missions follow exactly what Destiny's story missions are known for, go get Dinklebot to point A, defend Dinklebot, take him to point B, defend him again, woohoo, mission over, and I still have no idea what I just did, it's going to be a bit of a letdown. Now, I'm excited for the new DLC. I'm hoping that it does change things around, and I'm hoping that Bungie really works to improve the formula. I like what Two Beers Mirrors said when he said that Bungie wants to do it, and he feels like he thinks they want to do it, but they don't know how to do it, and they're afraid to take risks because of perhaps their partnership with Activision. Anything with Activision related to it honestly scares me, because I know that Activision made Call of Duty the cash cow that it is today. And while a lot of people do love and appreciate Call of Duty, there's no denying that it's the very same game each year, with a couple different elements changed, and it does feel like a cash grab when it comes to the DLC and the map packs, And I feel like Destiny's first expansion is more of a map pack than it actually is an expansion that we'd see in an MMO. Imagine Blizzard charging for every World of Warcraft raid you wanted to participate in. How would you feel? But anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up my video for today, October 31st. I hope you enjoyed, and this is definitely one of those pieces that I was happy I found because it's a great point of discussion. I know I talked a little bit fast. I tried to cram everything into this video here for you guys. If you do want to read Two Beers Mirrors' full post, as well as the entire forum section dedicated to this idea, there's tons of great replies and tons of great comments that I've spent hours sifting through. You're welcome to do so. The link is in the description below this video. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please feel free to hit that like button, as well as subscribe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for video game commentary on a weekly basis. My name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence. Feel free to tweet me at Avialence over the weekend or as well throughout the week. Tell me your Halloween experiences as well as what you think of Destiny and the new DLC. And I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.